Look, you're not allowed to think small. If you really want to get the best out of your career, you cannot think small. You should always be thinking, what's that next big thing for me? And how can I achieve it? And this also comes, I'm talking about reputation of organizations you work with, and I'm also talking about how you progress in your career as well. So you can't think small. You can't think, oh, that promotion is not for me. Oh, that opportunity to do A, B, C, and D, that opportunity, that international opportunity for me to go for secondment or whatever it is not for me. You are not allowed to think small. So you should continue to expand your scope of thinking. You should continue to expand how you think and how you approach your career. My name is Bukola. I am an auditor with one of the big four firms in the UK. I'm a career mentor to career starters, and I'm a public speaker. So welcome. Today I'll be chatting to you about working with reputable organizations and career progression. And I think you should take this very, very seriously this year. When it comes to working with reputable organizations as a career starter, you cannot imagine how much impact that has on your CV when you work with reputable organizations. Now, when I say reputable, it does not necessarily mean big and large organizations, even though big and large organizations automatically fit into it. It just simply means organizations that are respected, however their size, budding organizations, organizations that are on a tremendous level of growth, and organizations with good values that are kind of in sync with what you would also want. So working with reputable organizations is important, and having those names on your CV help drive how easily you convert for new opportunities later in your career. So it's really important that you sort of think about it. And the way I see it, I'm just going to be very practical in this video, because the way I see it is a lot of people who are just starting off their careers sometimes think maybe as a result of maybe how they had done well in school, or because of their interviewing game, or different other reasons best known to them, they may think that they don't necessarily deserve to work in those organizations, or they don't even see themselves working in those organizations to start with. If you really want to thrive in your career, you should not think that working in reputable organizations should be something out of your radar. You should always be there because you can work there. Humans like you, like myself, random average people work in those organizations. So why can't you work there? Working in a reputable organization and your career progression may not necessarily be 100% within your control, but the work that comes with it in terms of applying for those opportunities and getting those promotions that you deserve, and interviewing for those organizations and all the bits and pieces around it, 100% of that work lies with you. I've talked about the impact working with those organizations will have on your CV, and that is the fact. If you work with a very big organization, for instance, when you're going through another interview process with another organization, it is just so easy for people for interviewers to just say, or recruiters to say, oh, this person has worked with this organization, this person must have A, B, C, and D kind of skills for them to have been able to scale through and work with this organization for that long. So you may not really get that kind of greedy. There's just this level of trust that comes with it, right? Is what I'm trying to get at. So you carry that badge everywhere you go. If you get into, that's why you should try to get into those really reputable organizations, because you just carry their badge everywhere you go, and it's so easy for you to sort of be trusted to a level to be able to deliver or be the best fit for positions that you sort of apply to. So try as much as possible to get into those organizations. And in my view, especially if you're just starting off your careers, there are two ways to look at it. I've got this two-pronged approach. At the start, focus on getting into that big firm or that big organization. You can also focus into getting into smaller ones, but then try to work your way up into the reputable, bigger ones, right? So, however you want to do it is left to you to sort of determine how that works for you. So, you could start with the smaller firms, start building your experience and knowledge, and then make a transition into the bigger, more reputable ones, or just go all in and try to get into the reputable one from the ground up. So that's left for you to determine. But this is what I want you to do: have a roadmap as to how you get that done. So don't just leave it to chance or leave it to however that turns out. No, have a good approach. and to say, okay, I would apply to ABCD, I would have this job strategy template that I would use, I'll have these organizations there, this is how I'll interview, this is the approach I'll use for the interviews, this is the sort of research I'll do. All of that, have that at the back of your mind and sort of get through it. So you won't have a plan on how you move from point A, which is your current organization, to point B, which is your desired organization. Look, you're not allowed to think small. You cannot just think small. If you really want to get the best out of your career, you cannot think small. You should always be thinking, what's that next big thing for me? And how can I achieve it? And this also comes, I'm talking about reputation of organizations you work with, and I'm also talking about how you progress in your career as well. So you can't think small. You can't think, oh, that promotion is not for me. Oh, that opportunity to do A, B, C, and D, that opportunity, that international opportunity for me to go for secondment or whatever it is not for me. You are not allowed to think small. So you should continue to expand your scope of thinking, should continue to expand how you think and how you approach your career. Remember that this is a journey, right? This is a journey. It is not a destination. This is just a journey. It's not a destination. So keep that at the back of your mind and continue to transition. Continue to revamp yourself and transition and develop, right? Continue to develop, continue to revamp yourself. Don't just stay in a particular organization for years and years and years, especially organizations that don't have plans for you. You could stay in a place where the people love you, you love the people, you have the flexibility. There is a clear-cut plan for your growth, and you can see that pattern of growth. You can stay there. It's fine, especially if you're growing and there is enough reason for you to stay there. You're well taken care of and all of that. That is absolutely fine. But if you cannot see a clear-cut pattern of growth, or you're not doing the kind of work you'd like to do, you must have a roadmap on how to transition into something else that you would prefer. Just like you are not allowed to stay in an organization for too long without good reason, you're also not allowed to stay on a particular level for too long without exploring promotions, changing of your unit, trying new things and all of that. So don't get comfortable staying in one, because every day, for every day you stay on that promotion, there are opportunities that are passing you by for you to continue to expand as a person, for you to continue to expand. So if you remain in that position for a long period of time, you continue to do the same thing day in, day out, year in, year out. Even your motivation level, the fact that you're not seeing new things, you're not doing new things, you begin to question yourself, question your career, question your choices and all of that, and you don't want to be in that situation. So don't stay there for too long. So there must be a clear-cut pattern of growth in that organization where you are. And if you're asking me, all right, so what do? I don't see a clear-cut pattern of growth. What do I do now? If there is no clear-cut pattern of growth where you are, you have to create one for yourself outside of that organization. It's as simple as that. It's not up for conversation, right? It's not up for conversation. And you must always talk about your progression in your organization. You must first look around and say, okay, do people get promoted in this place? Do people get trusted to handle things at the next level here? If it is not the case, don't just assume that, oh, because people don't get promoted, I'm just going to be here, I'm not going to get promoted, I'm just going to be fine as long as my bills have been paid. No, that's not what we do here. What you're going to do is talk about it. You're going to talk to whoever you need to talk to, HR, your immediate boss, to say, what is the plan for me here? That's your first question. What's the plan for me here? The next is, am I to expect promotion to the next level? You want to ask because you need answers, right? Am I to expect it? And the thing with this is, people don't ask what they want. You're not asking for what you want. And because you're not asking, you're not bringing it into the consciousness of those who should be giving you what you want. You're not bringing it into their consciousness that you're ambitious and your progression means a lot to you. And as such, when they're making decisions, they're not going to put that into consideration. It is as simple as that. So, for those who assume a lot, like my boss should know I've been here for 5 years, shouldn't he know that I'm ready for promotion? Even if they know from a business perspective, from a cost perspective, even if they know you've been here for 5 years, if it still doesn't make sense from a cost perspective, they're not just going to bring it up. So you need to ask, and you need to ask in a structured way, in a very meaningful way. You need to ask, am I to expect promotion to the next level? And another reason why you're asking is not because you just want to ask. It is because you get answers. And part of the answer may be, oh, we don't think you're ready. And then your follow-up question will be, so what do I need to do to become ready? It's so much better for you to ask that question this year, get clarity on it this year, get your promotion next year, than you not asking this year, and then you've lost another year, and you're just asking next year, and they're going to delay you for another year. So cumulatively, you're losing days, you're losing time, you're losing years. Every day you're not asking if you're going to get promoted or not. It will shock you that the starting point for any promotion is asking. So until you, and the asking is 100% on your table. So until you initiate that process to ask, you're not going to get. Except you are in an organization where people just drop promotions on your lap. It's not really common, but if you're in that rare situation, that's absolutely good for you. I really, 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 really am happy for you. But it doesn't work that way. So when you ask, you then initiate a whole process. Then you then see that sometimes between you asking and you eventually getting the promotion can take 2-3 years, depending on the level of promotion you're looking for. Sometimes at a very top level, it may take you up to 4-5 years even from when you start asking. Now imagine when you don't ask. So you should ask. You should have a clear view what your bosses, what the people you work for think about you, and if they think that you are, don't leave it to assumption. Don't leave it to once the result of the next batch of promotion comes, then I will know if I'm getting promoted or not. That should not be it. It should be you are taking charge of your career because your career is in your capable hands. And the follow-up question that should always come up should be, what must I do to get ready to move to the next level? Imagine you, I mean, it's just a simple case of you don't get promoted, then you want to apply. Even if you want to apply out, you apply your foundation, your ground zero is your current level of position in your current organization. That is your ground zero, right? That's your ground zero. So imagine if you are an associate rather than being a VP, for instance. If even if you're trying to apply out, you'll be applying for roles that are still within the perimeter of an associate. Now imagine if you had asked you're a VP, even if you're applying out, you're applying to roles within the perimeter of being a VP. Do you get how that works? So you need to be conscious about the kind of organizations you work for, and you also need to be concerned about your progression this year as well. Some things that you need to think about that will propel you into going for what you want. So yeah, thank you very much for being for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.